Good afternoon, everyone. How are you all? I hope all of you are very well. And as usual, you are practicing, you are trying to make different sentences, you have covered different topics, so you are making sure that you are practicing those topics on regular basis. That is important, and this is something we discuss in all the classes, and I talk about this important point in all the classes because there is no shortcut to practicing. Okay, so this is something you have to always keep in your head. So we've been talking about uh, structures related to the models, and in the last class also, and before that class also, we talked about models and we saw how the models are used. So uh, you must have understood that there are a lot of different situations, for example, possibilities, probabilities, and then permission, and then request, and then prohibition. So these are different situations, and you use these situations with the help of modal verbs. So modal verbs help you to talk about these situations in proper manner, right? So because there are a lot of places where you can replace can with could with may with might, but with little difference. So you have to understand that little difference, that where to use what and why do we do so. So when you are not very sure, right, when there is very weak possibility, there you can use might. And if there is somewhat more possibility, then you can use may or could. And when you are sure, 100% sure, you can use can also, right? So these modal verbs we use for present situations also, and somewhere or the other, we also give a future related sense when we talk about different situations with the help of modal verbs. For example, if you say he may be in the school, so this could be present, this could be future also. This depends on the speaker, right? Because a lot depends on the speaker, that what is a speaker thinking, what kind of message a speaker wants to convey. So that depends on the usage of modal verbs and on the understanding. That depends on the situation कि क्या situation चल रही है, किस topic से related बात हो रही है, right? So for example, if someone asks where is your brother, right, and you say he may be in the drawing room, so he may be in the drawing room, this can be related to वो ड्राइंग रूम में हो सकता है या वो ड्राइंग रूम में होगा. सो दोनों सेंस निकलते हैं. दिस इज आवर इन. सो बट what is the point? The point is that you have to understand as per the situation, and accordingly you have to use. In the last class, we also talked about different usage related to could, that we use could in past situations also, right? We use could with verb first form. We use could have plus past participle also, that we talk about something was something, the option was there, but you didn't choose that option. So for that is the situation you have to keep in head, and there you would use could have and past participle, and that's how you will use it. Okay, in the same way we discussed about should, so to talk about suggestions, advising someone, and it is very simple. Should is very simple, not very confusing, and we don't have a lot of options with the when we use should. Yeah, there is one option that we are going to talk about, and you will see some examples related to that situation. And when you talk about past related situation where you use should have and past participle form or verb third form, there you have regrets. You feel sorry, right? And when you feel sorry, then you make sentences like these, right? That you should have studied more, right? What is the sense coming out when you are making this sentence, or when someone is making this sentence? For example, you should have studied more. So it simply means that person didn't study properly, the person got less marks, and because of that, the person is trying to say that you should have studied more, right? So the person feels sorry because the person got less marks. So that's why that sorry feeling, and because of that feeling, this sentence is coming. And also pay attention that what is the sense coming in the, that person is saying that आपको और पढ़ाई करनी चाहिए थी, ऐसा हुआ नहीं, आपने पढ़ाई नहीं करी, and then you got less marks, right? You scored less, and because of that you scored less. So अब sorry feel होता है ना कि ऐसा होना चाहिए था, right? So for those situations, we use a should have, right? And when you use a should have, you make different sentences, right? You make all the sentences, all the positives, negatives, interrogatives with WH words. You make all these sentences with all the model verbs. Okay, so we follow same structures, right? That we have discussed with different situations related to present, past, future. In the same way, we use these structures with the help of model verbs, right? And that's how we use them. All right. So today, we are going to do some remaining modal verbs, right? Two or three are left. So you will also see the usage of those modal verbs. And the important point is that after understanding these modal verbs, you have to make your own sentences. You have to do different exercises so that you understand them well. In the last class, I gave you some exercises. Those exercises will help you, right, to understand that where do we use what. And when you do such examples more and more, when you think, when you use your own sentences, there you will get better idea where to use what. Okay, so I will okay, I'm going to share those exercises that I shared with you right in the last class. I will tell you some examples from those exercises, and then you will do rest of them. I hope that you would have done all those exercises, and if there was some confusion, and then with the help of those examples, you would get the idea about those examples. Okay, all right. So let me share my page with you first. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. You have to keep analyzing your learning journey, right? As it is 45th day. So you have to keep the track of 44 days, what you have learned, how comfortable you are. So you have to keep practicing all the things that you have completed, that you have done so far, because that is important. That's how you will keep all the things fresh in your head. Okay. So we discussed can, could, may, might, should, and should have, right? We also discussed could for past situations, could have, right? We also discussed how to use ought to in place of should. So should की place पे हम ought to भी use कर सकते हैं. Last class में हमने कुछ examples देखे थे. Ought to is used for formal situations. When you talk about something related to duties, formal situations, ought to is not used a lot, right? It is only used in writing, but in speaking, for all such sentences, we have to talk about duties, right? Suggestions, advice. People use should, but there is possibility that a person may use ought to also. So you should have the idea about ought to also, that yes, it is also used for such situations when someone is talking about duty, that you should respect your elders. A person could say like this, or a person could say you ought to respect your elders. So both the sentences are same. One is very formal and one is not so formal. All right. And uh, okay, so today we are going to discuss would and must. All right, have to we have already discussed. So, in the starting only, we discussed all the structures of has to, have to. That is also one of the modal verbs. So there we also discussed that, yeah, it is called one of the modal verbs. There are other modal verbs also. So these are those other modal verbs that we talked in that class. Has to, have to simply we use for something that is necessary, that's important, right? So for example, I have to go, right? I don't have to go. So all those sentences are there. The only difference when we use have to, has to, that with singular subject we use has to, with plural subject we use have to, right? And this is also known as modal verbs, right? That they talk about something is necessary, something is important. जब हम हैव टू डिस्कस कर रहे थे, वहां पे हमने देखा था दो तरह के सेंस निकलते हैं इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द स्पीकर, अगेन स्पीकर के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है कि वो किस सेंस में बोल रहा है। वो सिंपल सेंस में बोल रहा है कि मुझे जाना है, या वो ड्यूटी के सेंस में बोल रहा है कि मुझे जाना पड़ता है। सो इन हिंदी both senses will come out from this structure, have to, has to. For example, you say this is my duty that I have to get up early in the morning, so you will use the same sentence, I have to get up early in the morning. This is my duty that I have to uh, water the plants daily, right? So same sentence, I have to water the plants daily. So for both the senses, मुझे पानी water में plants में water डालना है या डालना पड़ता है, ये इसलिए हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं कि हिंदी में दोनों सेंटेंसेस आ रहे हैं और सेम स्ट्रक्चर हम यूज कर रहे हैं, कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है। सिर्फ स्पीकर के ऊपर थोड़ा सा डिपेंड करेगा कि क्या वो सोच के सेंटेंस को यूज कर रहे हैं, राइट? क्योंकि फिर ऐसा कंफ्यूजन होगा कि हिंदी में अब हम ये सोच रहे हैं कि पढ़ता है तो उसको कैसे बोले। यू विल से द सेम थिंग विद द हेल्प ऑफ सेम स्ट्रक्चर। ओके, all right. Before this, we are going to see some examples from the exercises that I shared you in the last class. Okay. So first, I will tell you some examples from that exercise, and then we will move forward. So first, let's do this one related to can, could, cannot, and couldn't. Okay. So now it depends. It depends when you read the sentence. When you read the sentence and you understand the sentence, and there you see that what you have to use. For example, when you read the sentence, I go to the party last night. So there you are getting the idea of last night because I was sick. So what is the simple option here? That I couldn't go to the party last night. We cannot use can here, right? Because can is used for present situations. And here we are getting the idea that it is about last night. There was reason, I was sick, and that's why I couldn't go to the party. Okay. Uh, Second one, Noel cook Italian food? Yes. Now, if you use here, can Noel cook Italian food? Yes, he can. Yes, this is possible. Could Noel cook Italian food? Yes, he could. Okay, so you can also make the past sentence also here. And when you use past sentence, the structure is same, right? You can also ask question because here we are not getting the clear idea whether it is a present related sentence or past related sentence. That depends on the speaker, right? लेकिन यहाँ पे हम दोनों use कर सकते हैं because it is not clear कि present है past है. So we can talk about present also, we can talk about past also. Past के बारे में भी बात कर सकते हैं. क्या नोल इटालियन फूड कुक कर पाया, कर सका? हाँ, वो कर सका. Past related sentence. क्या नोल इटालियन फूड कुक कर सकता है? Present, right? Yes, he can. हाँ, वो कर सकता है. Okay. Now, my sister could swim last year, but now she, if you talk about last year, so last year, simple idea, my sister could swim last year, okay, but now it means present, but now she cannot. So here in this example, we are using both past also, present also. So it depends on the understanding of the sentence, right? When you understand the sentence and when you know where to use what, then you use in the correct manner. My sister could swim last year. Last year, तो वो swim कर सकें, कर पाए, right? Because she was fit, she was healthy. But now she is, for example, she is not well, she is sick. So, but now she cannot. Okay, so that. All right. They go shopping yesterday because the store was closed. So sentence पढ़ के हमको समझ में आ जाना चाहिए. What is the message coming out from this sentence? They couldn't go shopping yesterday. नहीं जा पाए, नहीं जा सके. There was reason, right? क्या reason था? The store was closed. Store जो था वो बंद था. ओके सो यहाँ पे अगर हम देखें कि couldn't की प्लेस पे हम didn't भी यूज कर सकते हैं, राइट? लेकिन जब डिडंट यूज होता है तो वहां पे कुछ रीजन नहीं आता, लेकिन कुडंट के साथ रीजन आता है. दे डिडंट गो शॉपिंग यस्टरडे बिकॉज द स्टोर वाज क्लोज्ड. ये भी सेंटेंस हो सकता है. यू कैन आल्सो मेक दिस सेंटेंस लाइक दिस, दे डिडंट गो शॉपिंग यस्टरडे बिकॉज द स्टोर वाज क्लोज्ड. लेकिन मोस्टली जब रीजन होता है कि ऐसा नहीं हो पाया क्योंकि कुछ रीजन था, वहां पे बेटर है कि हम वहां पे कुडंट यूज करेंगे फॉर पास्ट इन प्लेस ऑफ यूजिंग डिडंट. ओके All right. Could you read when you were 4 years old? Yes, I could. Okay. Ellie can ride a bicycle. Okay. She has the ability, she knows. Ellie can ride a bicycle. And कैसे हमको sense मिल रहा है can ride a bicycle? Because the next part is she rides it to school every day. Every day school ride करती हैं, साइकिल चला के जाती हैं. So it means she can ride a bicycle. I'm very tired. So I cannot go out to the park to play. Okay, I am very tired talking about present situation. Okay, could you see the moon last night? Could you see the moon last night? No, I couldn't. Okay, because last night clear understanding है कि last night की बात हो रही है, so we will use couldn't. Could you see the moon last night? So you are making a question, you are asking a question. Could you see the moon last night? No, I couldn't. Okay, same, you can make this question like this also. Did you see the moon last night? No, I didn't. Okay, so you can use didn't also here, but again, keep this point in head that when you use could, you talk about some reason. So for example, could you see the moon last night? No, I couldn't because I was very tired. Okay, so this part you can add here. Okay, when can I talk to you about the company report? When can I talk to you about the company report? अब देखिए यहाँ पे इस क्वेश्चन में अगर आप स्ट्रांगली बोलना चाह रहे हैं, राइट, अगर हम किसी से रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं तो वहाँ पे कैन की प्लेस पे क्या यूज कर लेंगे? व्हेन कुड आई टॉक टू यू अबाउट द कंपनी रिपोर्ट? ओके, कंपनी रिपोर्ट के बारे में मैं आपसे कब बात कर सकता हूँ? सो वहाँ पे कुड जो है वो प्रेजेंट सिचुएशन में यूज हो रहा है, लेकिन थोड़ा सा पोलाइट होने के लिए यूज कर रहे हैं. तो यहाँ पे ऐसे नहीं समझेंगे कि कुड यूज कर रहे हैं पास्ट के लिए यूज कर रहे हैं. कुड यहाँ पे प्रेजेंट नहीं हो रहा है. सो कैन कुड दोनों ही ऑप्शंस हैं यहाँ पे. कैन कुड दोनों ही ऑप्शंस यूज हो सकते हैं. अब ये डिपेंड कर रहा है कि व्हाट इज द सिचुएशन, राइट. इफ अ बॉस इज टॉकिंग टू हिज एम्प्लॉई, okay, if a boss is talking to his employee, then boss can say when can I, right, because a boss can use the strong word, right? When can I talk to you about the company report? Okay, if one employee is talking to another employee, there he can request. So there he could use when could I talk to you about the company report. So again, it depends on the situation. So you have to have this understanding that where एज ए स्पीकर यू वांट टू यूज व्हाट. सारा ही ये जितने भी मॉडल वर्ब्स हैं, ये ऐसे नहीं कि कुछ हमको अलग से पता चलेगा कि कैसे यूज करना है, नहीं. दिस डिपेंड्स ऑन योर थॉट्स, योर ओपिनियन ऑन सिचुएशंस के वहाँ पे हमको क्या यूज करना चाहिए, राइट, क्या हम यूज कर सकते हैं, क्या वहाँ पे पॉसिबिलिटीज हैं, प्रोबेबिलिटीज हैं, स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉसिबिलिटीज है, स्ट्रॉन्ग प्रोबेबिलिटीज है, परमिशन है, रिक्वेस्ट है, वीक रिक्वेस्ट है, स्ट्रॉन्ग रिक्वेस्ट है. सो ये हमारे ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, राइट, एज ए स्पीकर के हम क्या सोच के यूज कर रहे हैं सेंटेंसेस. ओके. Most dinosaurs walked on land, but some, okay, so most dinosaurs walked on land, but some could fly or even swim. Okay, लेकिन उनमें से कुछ स्विम भी कर पाते थे या कर सकते थे या फ्लाई भी कर सकते थे. Excuse me, I can't hear you right now. The music is too loud. I can't hear you right now. Excuse me, I can't hear you right now. Okay, because you know that you are not able to hear that person. So you are using can't. I can't hear you right now. The music is too loud. Okay, I could drive a truck when I was only 16 years old. So आप अपनी यहाँ पे ability की बात कर रहे हैं. कब की? When you were 16 years old. So I could, right? Because you are talking about past ability. I could drive a truck when I was only 16 years old. Douglas hit the tree because he couldn't stop his car. He couldn't stop his car. अब आप यहाँ पे कैसे समझेंगे कि यहाँ पे couldn't आना चाहिए? Because you should understand the sentence. Douglas hit the tree. Now hit, all the three forms are same. Hit, hit, hit. So यहाँ पे आपको सेंटेंस पढ़ के समझ में आ जाना चाहिए कि क्या सेंस निकल रहा है. यहाँ पे सेंस निकल रहा है कि डगलस ने ट्री को हिट किया था. या किया था, क्यों किया था? बिकॉज वो अपनी कार को रोक नहीं पाया. He couldn't stop his car. So this is a clear sentence related to past situation. So this you will have to understand. अब यहाँ पे ऐसे confuse नहीं हो जाएंगे कि Douglas had the tree. Douglas tree को hit करता है. No, this is not the sense coming, right? Hit has been used here as second form. Okay, so this is about understanding the sentence. How many hot dogs can you eat at one time? How many hot dogs can you eat at one time? Okay, how many hot dogs could you eat at one time? This is also the possibility that this question could be in present, could be in past. Okay, I cannot read without my reading glasses. Where are they? Okay, simple sentence. I cannot read without my reading glasses because this is something you cannot do. So यहाँ पे strong sense आ रहा है, right? That I cannot read, right? I cannot read without my reading glasses. Where are they? Okay, so you have heard all these examples. Now try to do these examples once more by yourself and again check your understanding that when you complete these sentences, what is the understanding you have when you are completing these sentences? Are you understanding the sense uh, that that is there when you complete these sentences, or there is some confusion, or there's some confusion in terms that I'm not getting that what is the sense coming out? Okay, because there could be confusion, right? Modal verbs again, they uh, they are related to more and more practice, right? You understand them in a better way when you do a lot of examples, when you speak them a lot, when you think a lot, and as per your understanding, right, you use them. Okay, when you use them, you understand. All right. Okay, now quickly we'll do some examples from the one more exercise that I shared with you that was related to should and should have. Okay, so those examples were mostly about regrets and when you feel sorry, right? There you use past situation. So again, remember that when you use should with verb first form, then you talk about suggestions, you talk about giving advice to someone. Okay, when you use should have and verb third form, then you feel sorry because something that you thought didn't happen, जो होना था वो नहीं हुआ, right? So उसके लिए आपको regrets हैं, उसके लिए आप sorry feel कर रहे हैं, and then you are making sentences. Okay, now listen to some of these examples because all these examples यहाँ पे कोई confusion नहीं है because everywhere you have to use either negative past or positive past. Okay, negative may shouldn't have verb third form and positive may should have verb third form. So for example, we got lost in Paris. हम पेरिस में खो गए थे. So अब क्या सॉरी फील कर रहे हैं, क्या रिग्रेट है? वी शुड हैव टेकन अ मैप. हमको अपने साथ मैप लेके जाना चाहिए था. वी शुड हैव टेकन अ मैप. हमको मैप लेना चाहिए था ताकि मैप में हम देख पाते और फिर हम वहां पे लॉस्ट नहीं होते. So this is the sense coming. My uncle is in jail. Okay, what is the situation? That he is in jail. Uncle is in jail, right? He shouldn't have robbed a bank. My uncle is in jail. So now again, regrets. Okay, feeling sorry, right? So उनको क्या नहीं करना चाहिए था? He shouldn't have robbed a bank. उनको बैंक को लूटना नहीं चाहिए. Now he is getting punishment, right, for doing wrong thing, right? So what is the punishment? That he is in jail. So what are the regrets, right? That he shouldn't have robbed the bank. The flowers died. Okay, flowers died. Okay, now what is the regret? Regret is I should have watered them more often. मुझे और उनको और ज्यादा पानी देना चाहिए था. This didn't happen. ज्यादा पानी नहीं दिया. What is the result? The result is the flowers died. Flowers मर गए. Okay. I am really hungry. Hmm. I should have eaten a bigger breakfast. I should have eaten a heavy breakfast. I should have eaten good breakfast, right? Good breakfast, it means I should have eaten very well, right? Because I am really hungry. Okay? So that's how you use should have, shouldn't have, right? All depends on the sentence, on the situation. I fell into the water. Okay. I should have been more careful. Okay. What is the third form of be? Been. I should have been more careful. Okay. I fell into the water. मैं पानी में गिर गया. ओके अब वहां पे सॉरी फील कर रहे हैं, क्या सॉरी फील कर रहे हैं? आई शुड हैव बीन मोर केयरफुल, मुझे थोड़ा सा और केयरफुल होना चाहिए था, अगर ऐसा होता सो वहां पे पानी में नहीं गिरते. बट व्हाट हैपेंड, आई फेल इनटू द वाटर, सो द पर्सन इज फीलिंग सॉरी एंड द पर्सन इज सेइंग आई शुड हैव बीन मोर केयरफुल. ओके, जॉन्स फादर गॉट एंग्री. जॉन shouldn't have told him a lie. जॉन shouldn't have told him a lie. इसको जॉन को क्या नहीं बोलना चाहिए था? झूठ नहीं बोलना चाहिए, राइट? ना उसके पापा एंग्री हैं तो वहाँ पे जॉन इज फीलिंग सॉरी, राइट, कि उसके पापा एंग्री हैं और उसका क्या रीजन है कि उसने झूठ बोला, तो उसको ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए था. जॉन shouldn't have told him a lie. Okay, that's how you will complete all these remaining sentences. The only thing is that you have to understand them, you have to understand the sense, and then you have to complete them. I am broke, number 7. What do we mean by broke? Broke, it means the person doesn't have money. The person doesn't have money, right? The person is in red. Okay, person doesn't have money. I am broke. So the person is saying I am broke. Broke यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन ये हो सकता है कि ब्रेक का सेकंड फॉर्म ब्रोक है, बट दैट इज वर्ब. वो वर्ब है, वो डिफरेंट वर्ड है. यहाँ पे ब्रोक का मीनिंग है पर्सन विदाउट हैविंग मनी. ओके, पर्सन हु डजंट हैव मनी, राइट, जिसको हम कंगाल भी बोलते हैं, राइट. द पर्सन डजंट हैव मनी, सो दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ ब्रोक हियर. सो दिस इज नॉट द सेकंड फॉर्म ऑफ ब्रेक, दिस इज अ सेपरेट वर्ड, broke. Okay, so don't get confused. I am broke. I shouldn't have bought a new car last week. ओके, सो अभी मेरे पास पैसे नहीं है. लास्ट वीक क्या हुआ? मुझे ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए था. विदाउट बिकॉज ऑफ दैट आई एम ब्रोक. अभी मेरे पास बिल्कुल पैसे नहीं है. सो फीलिंग सॉरी दैट आई शुडंट हैव बॉट अ न्यू कार लास्ट वीक. लास्ट वीक मुझे नई कार खरीदनी नहीं चाहिए थी. ओके, दिस होटल इज टेरिबल. You are feeling sorry. This hotel is terrible. I should have stayed at another one. Okay. So as you complete these sentences, the important point is that you understand the sense and you understand that why are we making sentences like these? What is the idea of the speaker behind using these sentences? So important point is that you understand the sense, you understand the situation, and as per the situation, it could be present, it could be past, right? According to that, present, past, you have to use the correct structure so that you give the proper sense when you are talking about a particular situation. So this is all about using the structure correctly and then understanding the situation correctly. दोनों ही चीजें important हैं. Situation भी important है and then structure भी important है, right? If you don't use past participle and you say that you should rob a bank, he should rob a bank, right? My uncle is in jail, for example. Talking about second example, my uncle is in jail, he should rob a bank. So it will give the completely, it will give different meaning, right? So as per the situation, you have to make a sentence, you have to use the correct structure, and that is important. All right. Okay, if there is any confusion, if you have any question, I have given you some of the examples, and I think with the help of these examples, you must have understood that how you have to complete all these incomplete parts with the help of understanding the situation very well. Here, you only have to use shouldn't have or should have, right? So this you will complete. If you have any confusion, any question, you have comment section. You can talk about your confusion question, or you can share some examples in the comment section, right? Okay, next we are going to talk about, okay, wait, let me open this page. All right. Okay, we have already discussed has to, have to. That is also one of the modal verbs, right? So you know all different types of sentences, right? Structures that we use. That is somewhat different because there are some changes. There we use doesn't also, there we use don't also, right? So do you have to go? right? Do you have to, does your sister have to buy vegetables, right? So we make different sentences with the help of some changes. So those changes are important, and then you have to take care of your sentences, okay? The situation is when we use has to, have to as modal verb, you talk about something that is necessary, something that is important, okay? Now, um, let's see this modal verb must. All right. Must is a sort of a stronger form of should, right? So when you use must, it is stronger, right? It is a stronger form of should. And you can add, if you try to take the help from Hindi, you can add zarur. Okay. So when you add zarur, then it means that it is stronger, right? It is stronger. So must is used for all such situations where you use should. So for suggestions, we can use must, but when you are suggesting someone strongly, right? When you are suggesting someone strongly. So again, what is the difference between should and must? When you suggest someone not very strongly, when you just suggest, right? A friendly suggestion, right? So there you can use should. For example, someone is uh, not feeling okay, so you can say you should see the doctor, right? You should see the doctor. But when you say in place of should, you must, right? So it means that is compulsory for you, right? So we use must for situations where something is very important, something is compulsory, right? So there we use must. So we replace should with must for such situations, right? So for example, if you say to someone like this, you must study hard. Okay, you must study hard. So you are suggesting that person very strong, right? You must study hard. The same sentence can be spoken with the help of should also, but should would be there in a weaker form there, right? You should study hard. So you are suggesting. Here also, suggestion is there, but it is a strong suggestion. You must study hard, right? आपको जरूर अच्छे से पढ़ाई करनी चाहिए. खूब पढ़ाई करनी चाहिए. You must study hard. For example, okay, this is he. He must not speak in the class. Right? So if person has the habit of speaking a lot in the class, strong suggestion, right? Compulsory for that person that he must not speak in the class. उसको class में नहीं बोलना चाहिए, right? He must not, right? So it is when you use must, it is the idea is very simple that it is a strong form. So you have to keep this point in head that when I'm talking about something, when I'm thinking about something, suggesting, advising something that is compulsory, there I will use must. For example, if you say, I must go there, right? So this is compulsory for you that you must go there. You are saying मुझे वहाँ जरूर जाना चाहिए, right? जाना चाहिए. I must go there. You can also say I should go there, right? But this is not very strong when you say I should go there, right? Okay, let me share this again. Yes, I should go there. Okay. So as you are seeing that sentences are same, but then there is a difference in their sense, in their meaning, right? And that's how you take care of your sentences, right? Where you use what, right? If you think that you are giving a friendly suggestion and there you use in place of should, you use must, so you are strongly suggesting, right? You are making that suggestion compulsory for that person because only with the help of must you are giving that idea, right? That if you say that you must go there, right? So it means you have that you are forcing that person, you are telling that person, no, you must, आपको जरूर वहां जाना चाहिए, you should go there, right? You are simply suggesting, yeah, आपको वहां जाना चाहिए. That is not very compulsory, right? So यहाँ पे ये एक और मॉडल वर्ब हमको इस तरह से एक और क्लैरिटी देता है कि जहाँ पे आपको वीक सजेशन देना है यूज करिए शुड, जहाँ पे आपको स्ट्रॉन्ग सजेशन देना है वहां पे आप यूज करिए मस्ट, राइट? Excuse me. All right. So, for example, they must. It can be any example, right? So this all depends that what you think, right? That will depend, right? Where you want to use what. They must behave properly. So they must, when you, because you are using must, so it's a strong suggestion, right? It is a strong advice, right? To those people, they must behave properly. उनको अच्छे से behave करना चाहिए, right? And that is strong, right? Must is strong. Same sentence can be said using should. They should behave properly, but that is somewhat weaker, right? So यहाँ पे अब weaker strong की क्यों बात हो रही है? Because we have two options. हमारे पास दो options आ गए. Must भी है, should भी है, तो उसको समझने के लिए हम weaker and strong की बात कर रहे हैं ताकि वहाँ पे clarity आ जाए कि किस situation में हम weak यूज कर रहे हैं, किस situation में हम must यूज कर रहे हैं. जब must यूज कर रहे हैं तो क्या आइडिया है, शुड यूज कर रहे हैं तो क्या आइडिया है, राइट? All right. Now see some examples of would. Okay. Now we use would as a model verb also, right? And we use would in all the parts where we use can, could, may, might. So जितने भी situations हैं where we can use can, could, may, might, in all those situations we can also use would. Okay, so there we have one more model verb, right? So would भी उन सारी situations में use हो सकता है, offers में, request में, possibilities में, probabilities में, उन सारी situations में would use हो सकता है. लेकिन जब हम would use करते हैं तो थोड़ा सा sense में जो change होता है वो ये change होता है that it is more related to future, right? Because will is the past form of would. will का past would है, लेकिन यहाँ पे पास्ट सिचुएशन से रिलेटेड बात नहीं हो रही. यहाँ पे एज ए मॉडल वर्ब हम इसको यूज कर रहे हैं एंड रिक्वेस्ट में यूज हो रहा है, ऑफर्स में यूज हो रहा है, पॉसिबिलिटीज में यूज हो रहा है. लेकिन जो थोड़ा सा सेंस आता है वो फ्यूचर सेंस आता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल he would be in the class. You are not sure, right? So there is possibility. You are talking about possibility and you are saying he would be in the class. What is the possibility? वो class में होगा, right? So because would is there, so वो ga future वाला sense निकल रहा है. He would be in the class, right? For example, he would help me. वो मेरी हेल्प करेगा, राइट? सो वुड आप यूज कर रहे हैं पॉसिबिलिटीज प्रोबेबिलिटीज में. यू आर नॉट श्योर, राइट? ही वुड हेल्प मी, right? He would help me. When you are sure, then you will replace would with will. Okay, so यहाँ पे एक पॉइंट और ध्यान में रखें कि would जो है वो possibilities probabilities के लिए यूज हो रहा है, जहाँ पे आपको थोड़ा सा पॉसिबिलिटी शो कर रहे हैं, प्रोबेबिलिटी शो कर रहे हैं, राइट? वहां पे उस सेंस में हम उसको यूज कर रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू आर आस्किंग this question to your friend, would you help me? So यहाँ पे आप रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं. सेम सेंटेंस हम सेम जितने भी ये सेंटेंसेस हैं कैन कुड में माइट से भी यूज हो सकते हैं. बस यहाँ पे वुड में आपको क्या ध्यान में रखना है कि दैट वुड इज ऑल्सो यूज्ड इन ऑल दो सिचुएशंस, लेकिन थोड़ा सा सेंस फ्यूचर से रिलेटेड निकलता है. जैसे क्या सेंस निकल रहा है? क्लास में होगा, ही वुड हेल्प मी, वो मेरी हेल्प करेगा, राइट। ही वुड हेल्प मी, जैसे आपने बोला ही वुड हेल्प मी, बिकॉज आप वुड यूज कर रहे हैं तो आप श्योर नहीं, राइट। सो इसलिए ये वुड का हमको पॉइंट क्लियर रखना है। जब आप बोल रहे हैं ही वुड हेल्प मी, तो आप ये बोल रहे हैं वो मेरी हेल्प करेगा। इन द सेम वे ही कुड हेल्प मी, वो मेरी हेल्प कर सकता है। ही मे हेल्प मी, वो मेरी हेल्प कर सकता है। ही माइट हेल्प मी, वो मेरी हेल्प कर सकता है। परसेंटेज को आपका ध्यान रखना है। उसी सेम वे हम वुड यूज कर रहे हैं जहाँ पे हम श्योर नहीं, राइट। वुड यू हेल्प मी, आप किसी से क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं, आप श्योर नहीं, राइट, श्योर नहीं है कि आप वो मेरी हेल्प करेगा। सो आप उससे यहाँ पे रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, वुड यू हेल्प मी, क्या आप मेरी हेल्प करेंगे, राइट। सो वी ऑल्सो यूज व्हेन वी मेक सम रिक्वेस्ट, वुड यू हेल्प मी, राइट। कुड यू हेल्प मी भी यहाँ पे हो सकता है, मे यू हेल्प मी भी हो सकता है, राइट। ओके। So we can use all these modal verbs for these situations. Okay, so would हम possibility में, probability में, request में, offers में, हर जगह हम use कर सकते हैं, लेकिन वहाँ पे उसका sense का ध्यान रखना है। And when you use would, then again it is a weak form of will. Will का weak form, right? जैसे हम will use करेंगे तो वहाँ पे वो strong form हो जाएगा when you are making sentence with will. He will be in the class, right? He will be in the class, वो क्लास में होगा। Okay, when you said will, so वहां पे आइडिया मिल जाएगा कि you are somewhat sure that he will be in the class. He could be in the class, वहां पे possibility है। यहाँ पे हम मस्ट बी भी यूज कर सकते हैं, वो जरूर क्लास में, राइट, उसे जरूर क्लास में होना चाहिए। ही मस्ट बी इन द क्लास, ही मस्ट बी इन द क्लास, ही विल बी इन द क्लास, ही वुड बी इन द क्लास, ही कुड बी इन द क्लास, ही मे बी इन द क्लास। सारे ऑप्शंस हमारे पास हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पे ये आपको देखना है कि आप क्या सोच के यूज कर रहे हैं। इफ यू आर वेरी श्योर, then you can say he will be in the class, he can be in the class, he must be in the class. When you have some doubt, when you are not sure, then you have options. He may be in the class, he could be in the class, he would be in the class. So कोई भी सेंटेंस आप यूज कर सकते हैं, राइट। कोई भी सेंटेंस हम यूज कर सकते हैं जहाँ पे हम श्योर नहीं है, जहाँ पे श्योर है बस वहाँ पे ध्यान रखिए कि हमको क्या यूज करना है। सो ये मॉडल वर्ब्स हमको ऐसे ही हेल्प करते हैं जो हम अपनी अपनी ओपिनियन को एग्जैक्टली एक्सप्रेस कर सकें कि हम कितने श्योर हैं, क्या डाउट है, या प्रोबेबिलिटी है, या पॉसिबिलिटी है। उसी के अकॉर्डिंग वी यूज modal verbs. All right. So you will make all sorts of different sentences with would also. Okay, would से भी हम सारे positive, negative questions, the question पे example देखा, right? सारे ही हम examples, सारे ही हम sentences use कर सकते हैं, right? Now think of your own examples, think of your own sentences, there you will get idea, right? So would भी use हो रहा है सारी situations में, लेकिन थोड़ा सा जो sense है, थोड़ा सा जो difference है वो related to future आ रहा है। सेंटेंसेस सेम ही है, राइट। चाहे आप बोलें ही कैन बी इन द क्लास, सेंस निकल रहा है वो क्लास में हो सकता है। चाहे आप बोलें ही मस्ट बी इन द क्लास, वो क्लास में होगा, जरूर होगा। ही विल बी इन द क्लास, वो क्लास में होगा। ही कुड बी इन द क्लास, सेंस तो सेम निकल रहा है, बट देन जो डिफरेंस है वो पॉसिबिलिटीज की कि कितनी स्ट्रांग है, कितनी वीक पॉसिबिलिटी है, उसको पर्टिकुलरली खास तौर से कन्वे करने के लिए हम यहाँ पे मॉडल वर्ब्स यूज करेंगे, सो दैट you can give the right idea to your speaker, right? So when you are sure, you will say he must be in the class. So वहाँ पे जैसे ही आपने must be use करा तो आपके लिसनर को exactly idea मिल गया कि हाँ वो क्लास में होगा, right? जरूर होगा क्लास में। He will be in the class, हाँ वो क्लास में होगा, राइट। एंड जैसे ही आपने बोला ही मे बी इन द क्लास, वहां पे लिसनर को आपका आइडिया मिल गया दैट यू आर नॉट श्योर, हो भी सकता है नहीं भी हो सकता है। ही माइट बी इन द क्लास, सो वहां पे स्पीकर को, लिसनर को आइडिया मिल गया कि अच्छा और कम पॉसिबिलिटी है, आप ये आपको और पक्का नहीं पता, राइट, राइट। ही वुड बी इन द क्लास, राइट, लाइक दिस। सो जहाँ पे जो डिफरेंसेस हैं सेंटेंसेस में, ये डिपेंड करता है कि स्पीकर क्या मैसेज करना कन्वे करना चाहता है। उसी मैसेज को ध्यान में रखते हुए हमको मॉडल वर्ब्स यूज करना है। सो मॉडल वर्ब्स जब आप यूज करेंगे तब आपको वो आइडियाज होंगे कि हमको कैसे, किस तरह सिचुएशन में यूज करना है, हम क्या सोच रहे हैं, एंड हाउ टू यूज इट। ओके। नाउ See this example. He promised me he would come. In this example, we are using would for past situation. Okay, past situation के लिए use कर रहे हैं. कैसे पता चल रहा है हमको? Because the first part is about past. He promised me. So when you talk about future situations in past, जब आप future situation की बात करते हैं past में, तो वहां पे आप will use नहीं करेंगे, वहां पे आप would use करेंगे. सो ये would का एक और यूसेज है. सो यहाँ पे would का कोई मॉडल वर्ब का सेंस नहीं, राइट. मॉडल वर्ब का यहाँ पे कोई सेंस नहीं है. वो एज ए यहाँ पे पॉसिबिलिटी प्रोबेबिलिटी यूज नहीं हो रहा, वो एज ए फ्यूचर सेंटेंस यूज हो रहा है यहाँ पे would, राइट. सो ये would का एक और यूसेज है दैट यू कैन यूज would फॉर फ्यूचर सिचुएशंस व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट पास्ट. किस तरह का सेंटेंस आ रहा है? ही प्रॉमिस्ड मी ही वुड कम. उसने मुझे प्रॉमिस किया था, राइट, किया था. ही वुड कम, वो आएगा, राइट. सो ये जो सेंटेंस आ रहा है ही वुड कम, वो आएगा. सो यहाँ पे कंफ्यूजन ये हो सकता है कि ओके दिस इज फ्यूचर सेंटेंस, तो यहाँ पे हम विल यूज करेंगे. नहीं, विल क्यों यूज नहीं करेंगे? सिंपल सा पॉइंट इज दैट यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट पास्ट सिचुएशन. Okay, because you are talking about past situation and in past you want to talk about future, so you will replace will with would. Okay, will को आप would से replace कर देंगे and sense will come out accordingly. Okay, would यहाँ पे क्यों यूज हो रहा है? क्योंकि हम past की बात कर रहे हैं. So past में जब future की बात होगी, so you will replace will with would. Okay, will की place पे हम would use करेंगे. For example, she said she would not help me. अभी सिंपल सा सेंटेंस ऐसा आ रहा है कि उसने मुझसे कहा था कि वो मेरी हेल्प नहीं करेगी. ओके, अब ये जैसे ही सेंटेंस आया है कि शी सैड शी विल नॉट हेल्प मी. नो, विल नॉट क्यों नहीं आना है? बिकॉज यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट पास्ट. यू आर सेइंग सिचुएशन इज शी सैड. She said, you are talking about past. She said, so that's why you will replace will with would because you are talking about past situation. She said she would not help me. उसने मुझसे क्या कहा था? ये कहा था कि वो मेरी हेल्प नहीं करेगी. She would not help me. So understand, very easy point, right? When you talk about future things, future points about when you make sentences related to past situation, there you use would in place of will. Simple सा point है, right? कि हम यहाँ पे will use नहीं करेंगे. इस कंफ्यूजन हो जाता है, डाउट हो जाता है, एंड पास्ट सिचुएशन के लिए भी हम विल यूज कर लेते हैं, राइट. स्पोकन में इट्स ओके. स्पोकन में इट्स ओके इन द सेंस, ऑफ कोर्स मिस्टेक तो है, बट इट्स ओके इन द सेंस के सामने वाले को समझ में आ जाएगा, लेकिन उन्हें ये भी समझ में आ जाएगा कि दैट स्ट्रक्चर इज नॉट ओके, राइट. लेकिन हाँ, उनको बात समझ में आ जाएगी आपकी, राइट, लेकिन मिस्टेक भी समझ में आ जाएगी. एंड इन राइटिंग इट इज कम्प्लीटली रॉन्ग, राइट. दिस इज ऑल्सो one of the parts of direct speech and indirect speech. ये direct और indirect speech का भी part, right? Indirect speech में भी हम will को replace करके would use कर लेते हैं. Okay, so that is also there. There also you will see some of the examples related to future situations when we make sentences from direct speech to indirect speech. Okay, so here we are seeing some examples how to use different modal verbs. Okay, and how to make sure that you understand the sense of those modal verbs, and it all depends on the kind of message you want to convey, right? So the kind of message you want to convey, right? Whether you are sure, 100% sure, or there is less possibility, strong possibility, okay, strong surety, less surety, right? When all these things are there, so you will use modal verbs accordingly, right? So that's how modal verbs help you to talk about different sentences, different situations, okay? All right. Okay. So here we have discussed the usage of would. Okay. So would we are using in two different situations. For all those situations, offers possibilities, probabilities, and there is one more situation where we are using would to talk about future in past. Okay. In past, to talk about future, we are using would. All right. Okay. All right. Let me go back to the page. All right. Okay. So here we have some examples. Now, some of the modal verbs have been given to you. You will read these examples and you will make sure that what you use what. Okay. Where you use what and where you use what and hmm, uh, okay, so you will understand this by reading the sentence. Okay, the sentence will give you the idea that what you have to use there. Okay, so this you will do as homework. You will read these sentences, right? Modal verbs are there. You will take the help of these modal verbs and you will complete the sentences as per your understanding. Okay, you will complete these sentences also. Okay. So as you read the sentence, you will get the idea, right? That what is the sense coming out from the sentence. And as per the sense, you will use or you will try to use correct modal verb. There is possibility that two or three modal verbs could come there, right? Can come there, but then you have to see that what kind of sense you want to take out, right? So for example, all these sentences are okay, right? He may come, he can come, he could come, he would come. All these sentences are okay. But speaker के ऊपर depend करता है कि वो किस sense में use करना चाह रहा है, क्या बोलना चाह रहा है, right? क्या वो बोलना चाह रहा है he can come when the speaker is very sure. So their person will say he can come, right? If a speaker is not sure, then the speaker say he could come, he may come, he would come. So a lot depends on the speaker. Modal verbs के जो usage हैं वो सारे ही speaker के ऊपर depend करते हैं, right? कि speaker किस sense में उनको use करना चाहता है, right? क्या sense sentence से निकल रहा है, right? And this you will understand by reading the sentence. Okay. Right. So you will do all these examples, okay? And you will think of your own examples also, right? When you think of your own examples, you will get a better idea how to use modal verbs in different situations, right? Because then again, it's all about getting into the habit of using them. More you think, more you use, better you understand. And that's how we use modal verbs, right? So because there are a lot of areas where you can use more than one modal verb. So yes, those are uh, right, right? You can use may in place of could, right? In place of could, you can use might. In place of might, you can use would. You can also use can, but you have to see that little difference between them, right? Or if you are choosing a lot of options, then you have to see that which one is the best option there, right? That's how you have to use them. All right. All right. Okay, this much for today. So today we talked about must, we talked about would, right? How to use would, how to use must, and what are these those different situations. See, there can be many more examples, right? Because if you think about your own examples, then it would be better, right? So you think about your own examples and then get the idea of how to use them. The only part is here to talk about modal verbs or discuss modal verbs that you understand how to use them, where to use them. Once you understand how to use them, where to use them, then you have to get into the habit. Then you have to do some exercises, right? That's some sort of exercises that I gave you earlier. And then this part also where you have these sentences and some of the modal verbs are there. When you do such kind of exercises, when you do such kind of sentences, you understand them. and then you think of your own sentences, then you get a better idea, right? So this is all about understanding and then using them. Okay. Now here there's one more modal verb, need. It means something that is necessary, right? Zaruri, right? So for the sense of zaruri, right, for example, I need to go to the market, right? It means it is important for me, right? I need to go to the market, right? I uh, don't need to go to the market, right? I don't need to go to the market, for example. This is not important. This is not necessary for me, right? So that way you can take care of need, right? If you are getting confused, okay? All right, everyone. So here we have discussed uh, modal verbs, right? And there we have tried to see the kind of differences that are there in the modal verbs when we make sentences. And then there are some different areas where modal verbs can be used. So after understanding all these things, again, what is important that you have to make sure that you do some sort of practice, right? And practice related to here, you can solve some exercises, right? You can do some exercises. And of course, it's also about using them when you are talking to someone, when you are talking about something, right? There also you have to see that those modal verbs are coming, because again, you would have to put some efforts to make sure that you are using modal verbs. They will not come very easily, right? Because again, the habit is not there of using them. The habit is not there of using them as per different situations, possibilities, probabilities, requests. So we have so many options, right? So when you use them, right, when you just think and then you replace can with could with may with might. So this is about practice, that you are replacing could with may with might, and there you are making sentences, and then there you are understanding the sense, different sense that are there from those sentences. Okay, there you understand in a better way, right? So you have to do all these things, right? You must do all these exercises. Now understand. So if I say you should do, right? So it's just a suggestion, yeah, friendly suggestion. You should do, right? I say you must do, right? So जरूरी है, right? You must do. You need to do all these exercises, right? आपको जरूरत है इन सारी exercises की. You need to do all these exercises, right? You must do all these exercises, right? Of course, you can do all these exercises. Okay, so understand all these different modal verbs as per their senses, as per different options, and keep on making different sentences. Uh, the idea is that after understanding, you have to use them, right? Because that is more important. Understanding is one thing, and then getting into the habit of using them is the challenge, is the task that you must take positively, right? Okay. All right, everyone, and this much for today. We will continue in the next class and do all those examples that I've shared with you, complete those examples with some of the modal verbs that have been given there. If you think of some other modal verbs, try those modal verbs also, just to use them in those sentences and see that if I use may there or might there, or if I use must there, then what is the sense coming out from that example? Okay, you can try that way also. There also you will understand the sentence, and you will understand the meaning of that sentence. Okay, so this much for today, and as you know, there are other classes going on, so talk about those classes, tell your friends about those classes, and with your friends, practice as much as possible, right? Talk about these classes to your friends, spread the message, okay? And we are going to meet in the next class. And if you have any question, any doubt, or if you want to share some examples, right? So some of your own examples where you use modal verbs, then share those examples in the comment section. That would be wonderful. Okay. All right, everyone. Bye bye. Take care.